is, what are some of the requirements to pursue a scholarship, a soccer scholarship at Gardner Webb? What are some of the
Okay.
qualifications you look for?
And we go straight off of, first of all, you gotta be a good player, but we go straight off of the GPA. Just like everyone else, the majority of colleges now just go straight off of GPA. The higher your GPA, the more inclined financially. We have, and you could get on the website ncaa.org, student athletes, and you go, whether you want to go Division 1, 2, or 3. You click on the recruiting tab, and it's a guide for college-bound students. And each, whatever school you're looking at, it will give you their criteria as far as scholarships go. But we are based straight off of a GPA. The higher your GPA, the better your chances are.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Yeah. Dennis, we are in a COVID-19 climate. And I would sure like to ask, what was the adjustments that yourself and coaching staff had was to make in this environment?
Wow. A lot. When everything first came down, that the season was canceled and all these different things. First of all, we had to bring in guys 2 weeks before our schedule start. So you're looking at, if we normally came in, say we normally came in on the 20th, we had to come in on the 4th or the 5th. So you had people coming in, had to get tested, had to be quarantined for 14 days. And then we had to take the training in stages. So like the first week was just fitness. Let me back up. Everyone has to be in their bubble. So we had football in their bubble, soccer in their bubble, and so on and so on. And you come in 14 days for local kids, okay? Kids coming in anywhere in America. When the foreign kids was 21 days. So that's the big difference. So now you have guys coming in where you would normally come in at, a day or two before the season start. Now you're coming in 3 weeks before the season start. And then you had kids that couldn't travel from Europe. So we had a few kids that had to actually fly to Mexico and then fly in from Mexico to the US. So you fly to Mexico, you quarantine a week, and then you fly from there to the US and you quarantine another 2 weeks. So it was a lot of adjustments, especially with the training staff. Now you're really working closely with the trainers. And, we have rapid testing. I could give you, for instance, right now, we have a game tomorrow. We go up to High Point, and the guys got tested, rapid test today at 1 o'clock. The traveling squad got tested today at 1 o'clock and trained at 3 o'clock today, and then they're heading out. So once you get tested, you're back in that bubble. You get tested, they train, we change whatnot, and we head out. So you have no contact with anyone until you come back to campus. We had a situation where we played VMI last week, and one of the guys on the VMI team was tested positive after. So we had to go back, look at all the film, and see who was in close contact with him and how long they were in contact with him for. So it's a lot of adjustments. But the biggest problem is keeping the kids in the bubble. That's the biggest adjustment and the biggest issue, because, it's college life. People want to go out and hang out and have fun and whatnot. But like the president of the university said, he said, if you all want to play your sport and keep keep doing what you came here to do, then you really need to make that sacrifice and stay in that bubble. So it's been a huge adjustment, huge adjustment. So
you stole my question, Dennis. You just stole my question from me,
what's that?
because I was now going to ask you, what was, and I know the kids are still making the adjustments. I know they still are.
Yes.
How are they dealing with this? Because it's more you have to be disciplined, Rajas, to Dennis, to go to school in the United States, to balance your books, balance, soccer, study, family life. But now you have that added pressure on you with the COVID-19. You got to be careful. Me as a coach, my gloves are always on. I have my hand wash. I have to be honest with you, inside of my jacket if I touch the ball and that kind of stuff. How is the kids dealing with this, Raja? What is the response to it?
And okay, let's go back to last year when everything became it was tough. It was tough. These kids were, it's going out, and we had to because when they called off the season, the president told us, okay, you got permission, you can train. You can train Monday through Friday. Kids get the weekend off, just to keep them active and try to keep them in that bubble. We had kids were going home on the weekend. You get the weekend off, you're going home and then you come back. So we had, on 3 different occasions, we had to shut down for 2 weeks. So we had kids came back sick, not with COVID, but they were sick. So we had to, it's pretty much, you get sick, everything shuts down. Somebody gets sick, everything shut down. I give you a good, I spoke to you last week or week before about my situation where I had upper respiratory, and I had to shut myself down in the house for 2 weeks, and actually took 3 weeks. So it was a huge adjustment for the kids, not being able to enjoy that college life like you and I did. We enjoyed that college life, but these kids, the last year into this year, it's been tough. This year has actually been a lot easier because they want to play the season. We have a shortened season going on right now. So they want to play it. So they're very disciplined about staying in the bubble. Very, very disciplined. But, you still have that issue here and there. But for the most part on campus, right now, so far, we only have, on the whole campus, we have 2 positive COVID tests on the campus. So that's great. I mean, we're a small campus, 5,000 plus, but just for two just out of the student body. We have a couple of professors and, but on a 5,000 scale, and you have about 5 people that tested positive, that's huge compared to some other schools we know around the area that have quite a few because the kids are not as disciplined. One of the adjustment we made as a university, we called off spring break. There's no spring break this year. Because, you have spring break, you got kids going everywhere, Florida, wherever, and then they all come back. And that's going to be a huge issue when they come back. So we decided to have no spring break this season. So it's bad for the kids, but in the long run, they'll look at it and see like, this was a good idea. So.
Thank you so much, Dennis. What advice, Dennis, you would have for a kid in the Caribbean who's interested in attending Gardner-Webb or any university? What advice you would have for them in terms of preparation? Because I am working with a number of kids throughout the Caribbean region, some in different parts of the world, and they are very anxious to go to school. They're very anxious. And, you know, and I try to give them that advice in terms of being prepared for the,
Well,
for
in my circumstance and with me trying to, as a matter of fact, I had a couple, I just got some stuff from a friend from Tobago this morning, sending me some kids. And my first thing to them is always the books. And I might sound redundant, but you have to have the, don't care how the skill level, what skill level you at, you have to have those books. And I could give you good examples. 20, 30 years ago, you could have come and play with ample book knowledge, but you got great skill. It's turned around now because the game in the US has grown so much. You can get more kids you can get a lot of kids from the US to do the same thing that you're getting kids from, whether it's the Caribbean or Europe or Brazil, you know, South America, wherever. So books is of the utmost. Getting yourself prepared for college, prep courses, taking your SATs, your ACTs. Now, a lot of schools now, what I found out yesterday, doing some research, a lot of schools now are not really too interested in your SAT and your ACT. They're more interested in that GPA. So hitting the books, wherever you are, whether it's the Caribbean or Europe or whatever, getting the books, getting your GPA up, and that's, you know, that's a big deal now, where schools are just going straight off of your GPA. So just prepping yourself, and just if you're going through, we have kids that go through agents, and agents could tell them exactly what they need to do, you know, as far as getting themselves prepped and ready for schools. And if you have schools that you are interested in, you could call their admissions department, and they would really walk you through every step that you need to get yourself ready for college. It so happened that we here, our admissions director, Kristen S.A.S.S.A, she's married to Coach S.A.S.S.A. Her and I, we played here. When I played, she played here. And she has really, she knows how it is, because she played sports, so she knows exactly what kids are looking for and what to let them know, how to get themselves ready. So she's doing a fantastic job. Our enrollment, our school enrollment is the highest it has ever been in the last 2 years. So it's just knowing what you want to do. And as far as coming to college, okay, I'm coming to college as a student athlete. And a lot of people, that when we tell them this, is always remember, student athlete. The student always come first.
Thank you so much, Dennis. That is so true, and I continue to mention this to kids, so they can get that understanding. You are a student athlete.
Yes,
Not
sir.
the athlete comes in front. You need balance. You have to be able to balance your studies, balance the soccer. You have to be able to fit in also in that environment,
Yeah.
because it's
and
all yours.
college life is, yes, you have the books, and you have if you play sports, but college life is so much. It is so much. You have you know, getting yourself, how you're gonna position yourself as far as your homework go. You have extracurricular activities. You got this going on. You got that going on. You got so many different things going on. So you have to really take it and really run with it, because we have quite a few people that after one semester, that's it, they can't do it. So it's a tough situation, but once you put your mind to it, and you do it with you take it in stride. You take it in stride. and it's so phenomenal that when I came here, especially to North Carolina, when I came here back in '89, we had one scholarship, okay? And was myself and Lennox Charles came up here. We had one scholarship, and I got half, and he got half, and that was it. But we had to get our own books. We had to work. We had to find our own place to live, you know, and so on. And you look at, and I look at kids now that they come to you, and the first thing they tell you, they want a full ride. Okay, that's great, you know, that's great, but you're not going to get a full ride. Full rides are for exceptional players, you know. And in my case, I was already eating up half the scholarship. Lennox eating up the other half. So the other guys had to get grants and Pell Grants and all these different things. So you have to know what you're about, you know.
Yeah.
The worst thing you could tell, and
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Finish my coffee. Yeah. Are we going
Coach
out,
was-
girls?
Go ahead, Dennis. Yes, Dennis, you on. Go ahead.
call tomorrow, make sure you let them know that let their kids know that the biggest turnoff as a player coming to a coach, meeting a coach for the first time, don't ask about scholarship. He said that's the biggest turnoff for a player to come in straight in the first meeting and talk about scholarship. Talk about anything else. You know, your second, third, your fourth meeting, then you could start to gradually bring that in. He said, but you know, kids come in now and the first thing they talk to you about is scholarship, and that turns people off. It turns recruiters off. So.
Interesting, very, very much interesting, Dennis. Yeah, it's all about your approach. That's what you're
Right.
saying in
Right.
what it is you're doing, and your approach, and you know, must be the right one. You know, your
Right.
motives in what you're doing,
And-
and
And you're looking for, while we're on scholarship and money and whatnot, you always look for academic money first. There's a lot of academic money out there. And the higher your GPA, the more academic money you can get. So by the time you get to asking your coach in whichever sport, you know, for a little extra help, you got that academic money worked out. So say for instance, you're paying $30,000 a year to go to school. If you get $20,000 worth of academic money, all you need is $10,000. You see, and then you could talk about scholarship money. A lot of kids come in now and everybody wants a full ride. That's the, you know, quote unquote, everybody wants a full ride. There are few people that get full rides. You know, you get guys on campus that they get $25,000 worth of academic money, and the rest makes up their, you know, and the way we wheel and deal. You know, coach has been here 34 years. I came here a year after him, after he started the program here. So he's into, he knows what to do. He knows how to I won't say to work the system, but he knows how to work the administration as far as getting kids financial help.
yes,
As far as academic money and money from actual scholarship, from the scholarship fund. For instance, we have kids that come from, and it all depends from where you come from. We have kids, example, we have kids that come from Norway. The Norwegian government pays, you going to school in the US, they pay half of your school.
schooling tuition. Yes,
Yeah, half of your tuition. So if you come in and you already got $20,000 from your government, and then you get another $15,000 or $20,000 from academic money, you don't have to pay anything. So you are considered, okay, yeah, I'm on a full ride. Yes, in a way you are, you know. But and so that's it. That's the biggest, one of the biggest things that we have, the Norwegian government. We have some other governments that do that too, but the Norwegian government does it. They pretty much pay full. So we recruit from Norway a lot because it makes it easier on us. Norway, Brazil, we do a lot of recruiting in Brazil. Germany, we have a couple of German kids, a couple of English kids. We have a kid from the Dominican Republic. I am now really getting back into getting kids from the Caribbean, and I have a few girls. I have two girls actually on the women's team. I don't know if you know Esmond Ford.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Esmond Ford and I went to school together. We went to Hillview College together. And so his daughter is here. Gary Collins, you know Gary yes. And Carvel. Gary's yes. daughter is here. Yes. So yes. I got them both here. And Michael Moore. Remember yes. Michael Moore?
Yes.
He just sent me some stuff this morning. Couple girls that he told me to have a look at. One is she plays soccer, but she's also track and field. So there's a good chance with her because she plays two sports. You know, so